Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. This is going to be a guide to the open air garden by OmaTana. If you don't know OmaTana, she is a fantastic mod maker for Farming Simulator. It does honestly just amazing work, and I should also note this is a mod for all platforms. So yeah, this is a really big deal mod. One, there's just a lot of cool features to it, a lot of unique features to it, and it's very useful in terms of what it does as well, which is awesome. So this is basically kind of like a greenhouses pack, but with extra perks and features. So what all is in the pack? There are 5 different greenhouses, which we're going to talk about. We have a small, medium, and a large, basically, over here for these guys. And for these more detailed ones, we have a super detailed and less detailed one over here, which we'll talk about that. And then we also have this guy right here, which is the distributor. So these greenhouses require either water, or you can give them water, seed, and fertilizer. They each have 2 recipes. If we take a look at that in here, we just go to the allotment garden here, just looking at carrots, for example, you can see we can grow a lot of different things. We'll get to that. Water to carrots, 1056, you're making a ton of carrots here. Then you also have this one right here, which actually about doubles. Actually, I pretty much think it does. I think if you do the special recipe where it's water and then a little bit of seeds and fertilizer, you actually end up, though you are using a fair amount of seeds and fertilizer, you're pretty much doubling what you're going to make. So if you take a look at this, 192, so 192 cycles times the 176 that you're making per cycle, you're actually making almost 34,000 liters of carrots a month, which is impressive. So these guys are quite awesome in terms of that. So what the distributor does, it allows you to put your seeds, solid fertilizer, and water in here. And then what you can do is set all of these, instead of to storing, you can set these to distributing. So you can change output mode to distributing. You can change that to distributing. You can change that to distributing. So what it's going to do is distribute those to all of your greenhouses. As you can see, none of our greenhouses right now have anything in them. They have various capacities, which you can see right there. And again, I'm not going to go into a ton of detail. I just want to show you the basics of how to use these guys. I don't typically do videos like this, but I really think it's worth it for this, and I think people should know about this mod. So in addition to being able to distribute all those around, you can actually put manure in here, and you could distribute the manure, sure, if you wanted to, or you can use that manure and it converts over to solid fertilizer. The reason that exists is so you can essentially use the manure as fertilizer for these greenhouses without there needing to be another recipe, which saves on, there's already a ton of recipes in here, but instead of adding a whole nother recipe for each different crop type, it just, it makes it a little bit simpler in there. And also, if you wanted to, you could convert your manure into just solid fertilizer and use it on your fields if you really wanted to. So a couple of different advantages there, so you can kind of play it as cheaty as you'd like to. So if I take this manure, I have some manure here. I'm actually also going to fire up that tractor right there. And I just drive up to the distributor point here. And you can get stuff out the back as well. So if you wanted to put this in here, like I was saying, okay, it's not going to take all of it, which makes sense. I'm just actually going to, while I'm here, just going to put, I'm going to put some seeds in here as well. There we go. Just so that's in there, because I know I need to do that as well. Put those in there. It probably won't take all of them. Yep, I figured not. This is a modded vehicle to hold, like, a crap ton of stuff. That's why it exists. Now, if I go in here and this manure solid fertilizer, if I activate that production right there, it doesn't really matter. You don't need to necessarily activate these other guys here, but actually we will. We'll activate that. I'm gonna set this to storing for now. And then I'm gonna set that to distributing there. That'll all be fine. Manure is just fine right there. And then if I fast forward a little bit of time, it goes fairly quickly. If I just fast forward over the hour here, I can actually come right up to the backside here and I can take out, well, I never put any solid fertilizer in, but you can see we already manufactured some, so I could take that out if I wanted to, or I could take any of the other products out. But now if I come back around to the front, I'm just going to put that right back in. Just like that. So now there's some solid fertilizer in there as well. The other thing I'm going to do is put some water in there too, so we can distribute that, so that way all of the greenhouses have access to it. And again, I may miss some details on here as well. OmaTana has videos out on her channel. She has an English channel called Gamer Granny Tana, or a German channel, which is just OmaTana. So you can check those out too if you want to see her take on this and her explanation. She does a very detailed job as well with that, so you can get a little bit more information if you're curious. Mine is going to be fairly rapid and quick, just to give you guys some of the basics here. But yeah, as you can see, this actually holds 2.5 million liters of water, which is great. That's already distributed all those seeds out, which is fine. The water will distribute, and I'm going to change that now to distribution as well. And if you just wanted to make money off your manure, you could convert your manure to solid fertilizer and set it to selling and make a boatload of money. And now if I just fast forward time here, let's get over another hour. And it should basically distribute all of this out after the hour, or at least all of the water out and the fertilizer. So there we go. Ooh, it actually didn't distribute all of it, but let's see what we have in our gardens now. So you can see we have plenty of seeds. We have some solid fertilizer, some water in there. Perfect. It's divided that all out proportionately evenly, so it's given them all. You can see 5-1 and 92%, 5-1 and 92%, 5-1 and 92%, 5-1 and 92, and 5-1 and 92, which is great. So that's really nice. And now the greenhouses themselves, they do work like normal greenhouses. If I come in, let's go ahead and open this gate right here. There's actually a gate right here too I could have opened. But if I come in here and I get into this specific one here, I'm going to go ahead and activate, let's say I want to activate carrots. You could do garlic, you can do grapes, you can do green beans. So some of these crops that require very specialized equipment. If you want to do stuff with grapes or olives, that is one of the main things here. We could do, all sorts of different things here. I can activate, either one I want or whatever the case may be. But I'm just going to activate one of each of them. I'll activate maybe the peas on that one. You can do potatoes, red beets. You can do spinach. You can do spring onion. You can do strawberries. So you can do all your normal greenhouse crops, plus a lot of other crops, sunflowers, tomatoes, all sorts of things. And you can see all of them running, and you can see all sorts of different variety of crops growing in here. You have your olive trees over here. You've got your grapes growing. You can see it all divided out, and it looks very nice. Now, if I was to do not all of those and come over here to like this one, for example, which this one is just a larger version of it. Let's say I just activate one thing. If I come up over here to this one, and let's say I just want to grow grapes in here, and I activate that one. It's all going to be grapes through here. So you can see all just grapes. And if I do, a couple of different ones, but not maybe just one, maybe I also want to do garlic, and then I also want to do lettuce for whatever reason. Then you can see it's divided between the garlic, the lettuce, and the grapes in here, which is really cool. So it's very cool. I love that. Very cool feature there. And that applies to all of the gardens in terms of that. And all the gardens, if you wanted to put the stuff in yourself, you could, of course, dump it in here and get stuff out that way right there. But over time, pallets should start to spawn with the various materials. So if I speed up time here, you can see down there, we're starting to get productions of basically everything down there in the bottom right-hand side. You can see all of those slowly going up. And this one over here probably is getting a lot closer to actually manufacturing a full pallet. So we'll see kind of how that spawns for these guys over here. You can see a little spawn area over here, which we'll just wait for that to hit. It should come here shortly. And actually what I might do to speed it up maybe just a touch, get in here to this guy, and let's do this one instead of the other one. And then let's get, where is it, grapes that we did as well? Yeah, let's get the grapes rocking and rolling there. So we can hopefully speed that up even a little bit faster. So it makes a little bit more, because that recipe does make more. And we should start seeing some stuff spawn here shortly. I believe they come in pallets of 1,000. There we go. And there we go. So we have, of course, nothing crazy about a garlic pallet. We have a pallet of grapes, and this is kind of what will happen for everything here. And I don't have any special mods installed, so I don't have like liftable pallets. So the ones that are base game products, like the garlic here, I can't lift that one. I keep opening that. I can't lift that one up. And I can't lift the lettuce because that's a base game pallet that weighs 400 kilograms. But all the modded pallets, I believe, in this pack, you can lift them. So this is only 150 kilograms, and you can lift all of the different pallets of the crops that aren't normally in greenhouses, which is really cool. So a lot of cool stuff with that. Let's make it just noon for the sake of being able to see a little bit better. There we go. Okay. So everything is rocking and rolling on these two greenhouses. They look absolutely fantastic. Now, there's a couple other really nifty features about these as well that I want to show off. You may have noticed these couple of levers. If I come up here with the help menu open, to this lever right here, it says move collision up. So right now, there's no collision on the fences. But if I click that, there's now a collision on the fences, which is really cool. Now, if I come over here to this lever, it says move greenhouse up. So what you can do in the wintertime, if you wanted to role play these actually being in a greenhouse, you can do that, which is really cool, even for these larger ones. So I think this is the collision one. Yeah, let's go over here and get a really large greenhouse that moves up over top. So I can come up here and move the greenhouse up. And boom, just like that. And if I open the gate, it all works out, and I can go in to this side here, which is super cool. And I can work my way through if I wanted to. can go out each one. It's going to push that pallet out of the way, but that's okay. So quite nice. Now over here, these ones are a little bit different. We have two kind of decorative ones. There's a basic one and an advanced one. You can see that the advanced one has a lot more detail in it than this one over here. But again, you have the collision option, and you also can come over here and you can move the greenhouse up, which is really cool. And if you look over here, this one is just, there's so much detail going on in this one right here. You get a little pond, all sorts of things. So this is kind of like, the other one over there is kind of like the slot saving one, if you will. And stuff will spawn in there and all sorts of stuff. So it's really nice. Really good set of greenhouses and stuff. The last thing I want to show you is when you're going to place these down, there's actually multiple options. So you can see how big the massive one is. First off, the small one over here, 8,000 to buy, not bad at all. 20,000 for the big one, especially for how much they actually produce. And then 50,000 for the massive one. And then of course you have right here, you have the allotment garden here. And then you have the minimalistic one, which is the one that has less detail. So that minimalistic one, you can put that one down if you want to instead, or you can get the higher detailed one. In addition to that, if I hit customize, I can do with fence and with the garden beds, so you can see how it's going to go like that. Or I can go no fence, but with the garden beds, or I can do nothing. With fence and no garden beds, or no fence and no garden beds. So any kind of combination thereof, and you can see for some of those it reduces the price. It says add minus 2,000, which means it's going to take 2,000 off, which is pretty cool. So if I was to place that down, boom. Just like that, you see, even though it shows 9,000 out there, it's only 7,000 is what it's going to bill you. So it'll look like it's going to place down for more, but it actually doesn't, which is pretty cool. And you can do that again for these guys as well. If I wanted to customize this, I could do, well, I could do nothing. I could do just the fence, no garden beds, or no fence, but I want the garden beds. So I can do that and plop that down just like that. And you can see the levers are still out there, so you can still do the collisions or not, and everything else you want to do, which is really nice. But there you guys go. That's what I got for you. These gardens are an absolute amazing pack. There was something similar that OmaTana did in Farming Simulator 22. So if you're familiar with that, you know how valuable these gardens are. But there you guys go. That is the open air garden pack by OmaTana. If you guys enjoyed this video, please drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.